Welcome back, football fans, to the prediction show with me, your host, Joe. This is OddAlerts.com, and what we're doing today is looking at a couple of markets. 2.5 goals, over 2.5 goals, I should say, and then this one. This one will come in a moment, but first, let me get your comments. I want to know the answer to this question, just one question. Who will be the next England manager? Let us all know in the comments and communicate between yourselves. Any comment will automatically be entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro. So let us know who the next England manager is going to be. Will it be Tuchel? He is the front runner at the moment. Will it be Graham Potter, potentially? Who knows? Will it be Eddie Howe? I think those are the three. Pep Guardiola potentially leaving Man City as well. Who knows? Anyway, let's get into this week's video.
Football drives our hearts. Data plays its part. Value bets we seek with Joe from OddAlerts.com.
So before we make our first quick filter, let's just have a look at how our predictions did on the previous video. And actually, we'll start with something that isn't really predictions because it's the value bets. We took a look at 3 home wins, all over evens. 2 of them have played so far. 2 of them have won so far. Both over evens, as I say, both with implied odds of well under even. So 40+% value, I think it is, on both of those games. The final game is to be played on Tuesday. And just on the subject of value betting, if you want a full guide on how you can use value betting on OddAlerts, check out the previous video. I'll link it here, and I'll also link it in the description. So let's get started. I'm stood up in this episode. I don't know if you can tell or if it makes a difference to the energy potentially of the video. Let's see. The first thing we are going to do is create a quick filter, and the markets that we're going to be looking at in this video are over 2.5 goals and first half goals. I saw a lot of comments on recent videos asking for a filter for first half goals, and I'll just start this one by showing you a new probability model output that was added recently. In fact, 6 of them. In fact, more than 6, as you can see here. But the ones we're going to focus on here is the full-time result at half-time, because I think they're very, very good at predicting whether there will be a first half goal. Now, you can go for the home win or the away win, but what we're going to look at here, because we don't care if the goal is for a home team or an away team, we're going to look at the draw, and we're going to put this down to 30% at first. And yes, we will add more rules into this in a moment, but I just want to see what kind of range this gets us. So if we hit search, we get 2 games for today, both from America. If we go next 5 days, we get a few more games, but you can see that range, it seems to be on the low end, and that's what you've got to do, just test a little bit. So we can go 35. And now we are getting more games, and a sort of set of games that I would say I'm comfortable with in terms of the amount that we're going to be setting alerts on here. So what we'll do next is enter a few of them and see if there's any stats that stand out in terms of how we can edit this filter. You might see games here from leagues where they've only played a couple of games, so you could add games played. You might see teams that hardly concede when they play away from home. It's possible. So let's take a look at some of these and then edit the filter. So what I've done here is change the stat scroller. So now all of the stats are relevant to first half goals, which is pretty good. Now we can see we've got a game here, Linfield U20s, and they are second in the league, and the away team has not seen a first half goal in any of their games this season. So for Linfield, they are the dominant team. They've been winning at halftime in all of their home games, and for the away team, it has been 0-0 in every single game by halftime. So that's an interesting one. And if you wanted to just omit it, just to minimise the risk, Linfield are a very good team. If we look at the head-to-head, we can see that it was 1-0 at halftime in the previous game. It was 1-0 and a defeat for Linfield in the previous game before that. There's been a first half goal in the last 3 games between these two, but it's up to you whether you put more weight on that recent form and that surprising data, to be honest, especially in an under-20s league. What I also want to check out is this game and this league, because this CONCACAF Nations League, they've only played a total of 3 games. So for this one, what I'm going to do is going to go to the home team, matches played, and let's say that both teams have played at least 5 games this season. And then for the first half goals, we want to say that there has been a first half goal in 30% of games, and we can save this for both teams or the away team. We'll save it for both. We'll hit search and see how that affects our results here, and you can see that some of the games have gone, and we are still left with a decent set of fixtures. Argentina, Bolivia there as well. Couple of cards, first half goal, who knows? Messi is back. So I will share this list with you. This takes us up to Thursday in terms of these games. Check that out in the description and comment down below what market you want me to cover on the next episode, and if there's any specific leagues or anything really, or any tools that you want me to cover in terms of tutorials. Now, what we're going to do is save this, and we'll save this as first half goal alerts. And we will hit OK, and our filter is saved. And now what I'm going to do is take you to I'm going to take you to a page called the planner. Now the planner intentionally looks exactly like the fixture feed, but instead of clicking into a fixture and viewing the stats, you click on the fixture and it selects it. And you can set alerts on any games that are selected. So when we load our filter, first half goal alerts, the one that we just created, and then we go next 5 days, just check all the games are there. Yes, they are. You can go to the top of the page, click select all, and then we go to the alert section, and then it's just as it would be if you were setting an alert on a specific fixture. Now you can toggle keep fixtures, which will keep these fixtures around when you've set your alert, so we can then go and find first half goals. Let me know if it hits 1.8, and that's it, it's done. It's set on all these games. If I go to my alerts page now, I can see that I have all of these alerts, and you can just jump into any of these games. You can see the first half goal stats, and if you want to review any of them, you can cross them off or just keep them alive. I will keep these alive, and we will, come back on the next video, maybe next week, because I plan to launch a video on maybe Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah, let's see how these do. You can see the type of fixtures that we get. Non-league, I'm quite excited about in terms of first half goals, but this just allows you to set it and forget it. And yeah, with that said, let's move on to over 2.5 goals. So for over 2.5 goals, let's actually start with the Betslip Generator. And if you want to test this, if you are not a pro user on OddAlerts, all you've got to do is comment on this video, and I will be giving access to Pro to one of you that comments. And I think you'll want to comment, because this is how powerful it is. It's based on the probability model. Let's say 65% or higher in terms of probability. Value bets only. And let's go next 5 days. And the settings at the top here, the target odds, I never really change these because I'm somebody that likes doubles. So why would I? You can put this to trebles or 4-folds, 5-folds, whatever, but we'll keep it at 2 for this. Again, you can put whatever you want in here. We're going to hit get, and it'll go away and it'll load, and then we have our games. And the Australian A-League is back. Bloody hell. We've actually got games here up until Sunday, because that's what we specified, didn't we? So Sunday at 10:30. Crew Alexander here as well. They're playing tonight in the PDL, which is a great league for goals as well. And some of the games that you come across on here are also going to be good for alerts as well. So 76% in terms of probability for this game. An alert on this, let me know when it hits 1.5. That's going to be decent. You're going to get great value in play if the game starts slow. And Western Sydney Wanderers as well against Sydney. That's a great way to open the A-League. Austrian Erste Liga, another great league for goals. We've got J-League games here. Honduras Liga Nacional. That's, yeah, I've not seen that one before. The game that we looked at in terms of first half goals is also very, very high for over 2.5 goals, and I guess if there's a first half goal, it's a good way to start the game, isn't it, in terms of over 2.5 goals. 1.5 odds there, and then 1.6 odds here for the other games. And this is just a great way to quickly create doubles or trebles or 4-folds, whatever you want. And this is just over 2.5 goals. You can combine different markets by simply enabling them here. So this is one way to find games for over 2.5 goals for this week. and you can take a screenshot and pause and whatever and see the games here. Check them out yourself on the website. I will link in the description to this page, and don't forget to comment if you want to be in with a chance of winning access to this tool. But if you want to dig into the data a little bit deeper, which is always recommended, we can create a quick filter. And quick filters are great because you can also look at the last X rules. And what this can do is we can look at the last 5 games, let's say, and if we're looking at goals scored, let's say in the last 5 games, every team that we are going to look at has scored in 5 out of 5. And that's as simple as that. So every home team that we see when we hit search now, and every away team has scored in 5 out of the last 5 games. Pretty simple, but great if you're looking for goals, right? And maybe you also want to do something similar for conceded. Now, we won't do last X for this, but we will keep it quite high, let's say 70%. And these are quite high, so let's just search and see if we get any games. It's the international break, so we've got 2 games here, Italy, Israel, and we haven't set a parameter again for the minimum games played. That's why we're getting Italy, Israel here, 3 games played in the Nations League. But a game from Israel, incidentally, 7-7 in terms of games played. BTTS, very high, as you would expect. Italy with BTTS in every single game so far. I know it's only 3 out of 3, but Italy usually, you know, you think of Italy, you think of great defences over the years. And these are the results for the next 5 days. So it's quite a short list. What we'll do is take some of these rules off. I quite like the first 2 rules, and I think I would imagine there's still a decent set of games with that just added. Yeah, there is a decent set of games, really, to be honest, for the next 5 days on the build-up to the return of the domestic games, of course. And what we can then do is look at the probability model and add in a filter here. Let's say 50% or higher for over 2.5 goals, and then we will sort by the probability model as well. And then we trim the fat off this list ever so slightly. So this is a decent shortlist, I feel. And I tell you what I'm going to do is take a look at some of these fixtures. I will also share this shortlist with you. That was hard to say. Share this shortlist with you. She sells seashells on the seashore. Nailed that. So what I'll do is I'll look at some of these games and put together a double with you here. And then also, I want to see what you are putting together as well. I will leave a link to this digital shortlist in the comments. So the highest rated game actually has odds of 1.5. Lowston Town against Bishop's Stortford. And we can see here by the little bell icon that it's actually one of the games that we just set an alert on for first half goals. After 9 games, this home team is averaging 4 goals per game. Not scored, but just in their games, there's an average of 4 goals per game. No nil-nils this season. Both teams failed to score in just 11% of games. There has been at least 1 goal in every single game that they played. And in terms of over 2.5 goals, 89% for Lowestoft Town. So if you look at the results for the home team, they are conceding for fun. They have conceded 2 or more in the last 5 games. So that's not good for them, is it? But Bishops, how are you doing? You've scored in all but 1 game this season. So you'd imagine that Bishop's Stortford can continue their scoring run on Tuesday. This is the non-league Premier Southern Central. Another game here, Chelsea women away from home, and you can see that they are scoring for fun. A sea of green as well. I mean, no Emma Hayes, no problem. Away from home, they've scored in every game apart from that game there in March against Arsenal, who are a good team as well. FC Twente, as you can see, they are a very good team at home. A few iffy results recently in terms of what we're going for in this one. Over 2.5 goals has not landed in the last couple of games. Because this is a Champions League game as well, I will just leave it. Chelsea potentially could go there and just, you know, it could be a tight affair, just try and get a result sort of thing. Frankfurt women as well, expected to win this one in the Bundesliga women And if we look at the probability model for this one, 1.55 odds over 2.5 goals, 1.57. In reality, what are we looking at for the over 2.5 goals price? 1.44, so negative value there. Let's have a look at this game from Switzerland. I do like Switzerland and Austria, especially for goals. And this one is in the second Liga. After 8 games, these two teams, not much separating them. 1.63 points per game compared to 1.25. The away team is scoring 2 goals per game, which is always decent, I feel, if you are looking for goals. If the away team is a team that, goes for it on the road. And it's a nice set of results for Emmen on the road as well. 3-3, 1-4, 2-1, 3-2, 1-4. You get the picture. There are goals flying in from all angles at the moment for them. From Sweden, Karlberg and Vasalund. Let's have a look at this one in terms of goals. Again, very evenly matched, both positive goal difference, and again, the away team with a better goal difference, which is what I do like to lean on. Scored per game, 1.44, but they've conceded fewer goals, as you can see there. 0-0 in no games for the home team, over 2.5 goals in 4 of the last 5, and the form seems to have taken a bit of a dip, hasn't it? But still, only 2 defeats since June, which is pretty impressive. And the away team, this one looks good. This one looks really good, to be fair. They are scoring for fun, but they are conceding in the majority of games. 1, 2, 3, 4 games out of the last 4 BTTS, and I can't even be bothered to count the number of goals there. Interestingly, BTTS is 1.66 for this one as well. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. What are you going to go for here? Over 2.5 goals or BTTS? BTTS, you only need 2 goals, right? Whereas over 2.5 goals, you obviously need 3. And given how the away team has been playing at the moment, do you see them conceding as well as scoring? Potentially. So I actually am going to add BTTS here. So here is the double that will see us through to the next episode of the predictions show, and I'm going to leave you now whilst you comment who you think the England manager will be, the next England manager, or comment what you want to see next. Comment anything, but whilst you do that, I'm going to leave you with a video of an under-9s goalkeeper taking on the whole team. Look at this, takes it past 1. There he goes. 2, terrible defending. Bit of a lunge there, goes past 1 on the outside, and then a great finish, to be fair. But look at him, he runs away like he does this every week.